What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? We are one day away. Today is Monday, but this video will actually be dropping on Tuesday morning. So, happy episode 2 and title update 6 release date, if that's something that you are excited for and that you want to play. This video is not going to have much to do about either of those. This is more instead a video that was spurred by what happened last week, post State of the Game, but even kind of once the details about what was coming in episode 2, or better yet, what wasn't coming in episode 2, kind of hit social media and hit the wavelengths. So I kind of want to start because this is essentially, this entire video is me reaching out to the developers and anybody involved with this game to beg you guys for something moving forward. But as any kid would butter up their parents before they ask them for something, I do kind of also want to say thank you guys to everybody that's involved with this game, for a hell of an awesome game at launch. It was a game that when it first launched, I honestly thought I would put hundreds and hundreds, thousands of hours into this game. I thought it was going to be, you know, that I would be able to make it my number one hobby, right? And as be a hobbyist of the Division, I really thought it was going to be that. And obviously, there's been some pitfalls and issues down the line. But seriously, thank you guys for all of the work that you guys put in to get this game out in the state that it was at launch, and thank you for continuing to work to try to make it a game that we can all, as fans of this game, be able to turn into our passionate hobby that we all want it to be. I really do appreciate that. You know, I also appreciate how much you guys kind of put yourselves out there, for good or bad, right? Frederick and Julian Garrity have both been really active on Twitter, not always for, you know, the best things, and they don't always get, I think, the credit that they deserve, but they also take way more shit than they probably do, as do all of the developers, I think, of this game. So thank you guys for that. To fans of the game, I kind of want to say this: please try to keep an even mind, and to keep criticism and critiques constructive, right? Because I want to tell you that there's what we get with the developers and the community managers of this game is something that no other game does, right? The state of the game with a weekly video, 30 minutes or however long they do it, right? Live stream. That's something that no other developers do, right? Bungie has their This Week at Bungie that comes out every week for Destiny, but that's in text form, right? No other company that I know of, game development company, puts themselves out there week to week, good or bad, to discuss the game with us. So, you know, chat is ridiculous, and I feel so bad for the mods in that chat, and the criticism is definitely deserved. But some of the bullshit that they take absolutely is not, right? Abuse is never cool. So anyway, thank you guys for enduring all of that. And honestly, this video is mostly to you guys, the developers, the community managers, the game director, like everybody involved in this game. And so because this is to you guys directly, I don't know if you'll see this. Any people that are watching this that you know, that are fans of the game that agree with me, or even if you don't, let me know. But really, just anybody, please share this, get it out there so that more people can see it, and at least it can create a conversation and start a discussion, because I think a discussion about this is definitely warranted. And I kind of started talking about it with one person last week on Twitter, but near the end of this video, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and I really think this discussion needs to happen, and I think it's a good one to have. But at this point, like, this is me speaking directly to you guys, the devs, and I want to ask you something, and in fact, I'm kind of begging you, right? Like, this is my plea to you guys moving forward. Please try to set our expectations better and more realistically moving forward, right? From this point on, please try to do that. It started the debate about whether or not that's your responsibility as developers and creators of the game, or if it's ours to manage our own expectations. And I think it falls on both, but that's more the question at the end. You know, specifically related to episode 2 and title update 6, you know, you guys have heard, the developers, you folks, have heard since pre-launch, right, that we wanted survival, that we wanted underground, to be a part of this game. And every step along the way, y'all have either deflected or have, you know, kind of encouraged it, but not really, right? With things like, you know, oh yeah, we would like that in the game too, or, you know, well, we're not ready to talk about that yet. And unfortunately, I think the side effect that had was, I believe that it allowed us to believe that these things were going to be part of this DLC. And if not this one in particular, then the year 1 DLCs, right? Year 1 Division 1 DLC had Underground, had Survival, and then Last Stand. And while we knew that these were going to be free, I don't believe that it was communicated that because these are free, they're going to be smaller in scope and that they're not going to be of that size. And so I think with it not being explicitly stated that these were going to be smaller DLCs, I think a lot of us just kind of ran with those ideas. If you take this episode in particular, as an example, I believe that the Underground was perfect, or I'm sorry, that the Pentagon was perfect for Underground 2.0, right? Like an evolution of the idea, because we don't want just rehashed the same old shit that we got in Division 1, right? We want new takes on it. But the Pentagon, with it being the building that it is, and like nobody other than the people that work there really know what's in that building, right? Like there's so much that could have been done with that. And I think that idea of Underground 2.0 would have been perfect for the for the Pentagon. And I think those ideas have been stated wildly and many times online, and never once was it shot down. And so I think you guys could do yourselves a favor, and you could do us a favor by being a little bit more open about what to expect moving forward. I can tell you right now, the main belief among the community is that episode 3 is going to be survival, right? With the wording choices for the trailer that we got at E3 for it, things like that. So, man, my biggest plea to you right now is that if Survival and Underground are in the future for this game, please tell us. Like, even if they're not in the immediate future, even if it's something that's being, you know, hoped for sometime in year 2, let us know that it's on the table. You guys are trying to work it out, you know, and you'll get it to us when you can, but not to expect it anytime soon. And if it's not on the table, if it's not one of the things that are being actively developed, tell us so that we can shut the fuck up about it, because you guys have to be sick about it. I am absolutely sick to death of seeing every single week in State of the Game is survival. This game needs survival. This game needs Underground. This game needs survival. Like, that's all the comments. And half the time when this game comes up on Twitter or on Facebook, that's all it is survival, Underground, survival. Like, you guys have to be sick as fuck about it, because I'm sick to death about hearing about it. So I honestly think that it could give us all just a little bit of relief to know whether it's on the table, whether it's being developed, or whether it's not. And I think it would save you guys, and it would save us a lot of kind of disappointment, honestly. And ultimately, I think communication is always better. Even if it's not what we necessarily want to hear, I think hearing something, even if it's negative, is better than hearing nothing. Because what finally kind of broke my faith in the game was the whole debacle with Expeditions being pulled from episode 1, right? That was the namesake of the first DLC. There was no prior communication that was being pulled, and it got pulled 2 weeks after it launched. Like, the third stage was literally in game for a week, gone, with no prior communication. Honestly, I kind of thought what came out afterwards, the explanation was just flat out bullshit, because you could fix it behind the scenes while still letting people play it. And that was the namesake of that DLC. And so that really broke a lot of faith of mine in what we were going to expect. But I was still really, really, really hoping for Pentagon to be Underground. I know other people were as well. And so I just think that you guys setting those expectations for us a little bit more will help us rein in our expectations a little bit more, and can lead to, hopefully, more kind of kumbaya, copacetic. Let's face it, it's never going to be kumbaya with the internet, but, you know, can be at least a little bit more understandable moving forward. So that's what I ask of you, you know, and this has all kind of spurred the idea or the question of who holds that torch of expectation, right? Of setting the expectation. Is it on us as the fans and players and consumers of this game to manage our own expectations and to set our own expectations, right? And just to set them super low and be like, oh, this game's not going to have shit. And then if it gets shit with sprinkles, and we can be like, oh, sweet, we didn't even think we were getting shit. Now we got shit with sprinkles. Or does that fall on the developers and creators of a game to say, yo, look, yeah, it's free DLC, but free DLC means it's going to be smaller in scope than what we got with Division 1, where we had a $30 or $40 paid season pass, whatever it was, you know, or $15 per DLC, whatever it is, right? Like, who holds the torch of expectations, of setting expectations? Managing expectations, I think, is way more 50-50. Once the expectations have been set, I think it's definitely more of a 50-50, if not 60-40, on the fans, on the consumers, on the viewers, on the players, to really kind of maintain what that original expectation is that's set. But from the starting line, I do think that it's on you guys to set our expectations for us, so that we have an idea of what we can base our hopes around when we're asking for things, right? Because just like in any kind of a relationship, if you want your partner to take out the trash, you can't just expect them to take out the trash, right? And so if we want you guys to put survival in, we can't just expect you guys to, which is why you get drilled with survival constantly, because that's what we want, and we want you guys to know. It's why almost every chance I get, I spam, oh, I don't spam, but almost any chance I get, I mention in comments that the two things that I believe this game needs moving forward are a fix to RNG, and RNG being tied to difficulty, and a base weapon damage indicator somewhere on the screen. But that's beside the point. That's not for here nor there. So yeah, as far as expectations, to you guys, the viewers, players of the game, or even the devs, I would love to have a conversation with you guys about it. Or any of you about it, really. Who bears the brunt of the expectation responsibility? Would it be the viewers? Would it be the fans, the players, or is that something that is more of a copacetic 50-50 type relationship? So that's about all I got today. I'm going to try to launch or put out a video on Thursday about my reactions to episode 2, title update 6. I'm going to try to play it tomorrow some. So we'll see what's there. I've got some ideas and some thoughts about it already, but I don't want to put those on video until I actually get to play it. So, to anybody that is watching this and that does share this, that does comment or let me know your thoughts, thank you guys very much. To the developers, again, thank you very much for trying as hard as you have. And please, again, please just let us know if it's not on the table. We'll shut up about it, I promise. But just let us know. And if it is on the table, we'll still probably sort of shut up about it, but at least then we can shut up about it for now. Because honestly, one of the best things I think that was said in the State of the Game was when Yannick just straight up came out and said, yo, Raid's not going to be ready till next year, so shut the fuck up about it. Like, obviously he didn't put it that way, but, you know, that set that expectation that, yo, Raid's not coming, it's not ready. We'll get it to you sometime next year. And now, for the next few months at least, we're disappointed. We know that we're not getting a raid, but at least now we can mostly shut up about it. I'm sure there's still a lot of questions, a lot of harassment coming out about, like, well, why isn't it ready? But at least we know that next month it's not just going to get dropped, randomly or something. So anyway, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. If you want to continue this conversation, please leave your comments down below so that I can kind of get an idea of where you stand on these things, or you can pop in twitch.tv/IamJanko. I try to stream 2 or 3 nights a week. It's been a little bit stupid lately because of my job, but I still try to stream as much as I can. I do love you guys. You guys rock. And until I see you next time, please keep on living the dream.